the music, that's just one side. And you know, a lot of people talk about the other side, and the other side is, you know, the streets.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? Kind of elaborate about that. Like, what's your perspective on the streets? You know, specifically, you know, the streets of Savannah and Atlanta, because you know you came up in the streets of Savannah, seen a lot, and then like now you kind of in the streets of Atlanta, which, you know, a lot of people can kind of misconstrue it for everything that look good and all, but it's another side, you know, to the streets, not just, you know, Savannah or Atlanta. It can be the streets of Detroit. You know, it's streets all over. So,
all right, so we gonna get to the streets of Atlanta, because I could keep that brief and then talk about shit in the city. In Atlanta, man, that shit different, man. Your ass gonna be homeless out there, man. If you ain't really out there putting that shit down and you out there in the street, you'll be in the streets. You know, like, you literally will be in the streets for real, for real. You'll be on the corner with a sign. You'll be goddamn, if you don't watch your habits and all that shit, man, you'll be out here fucked up, jaded out. Like, I literally live there and see how many homeless motherfuckers, like, it's motherfuckers that's young as the fuck out there, like, literally young. I'm talking about, you got young, little, homeless, young niggas that's fresh out of high school or ain't even, you know, made it out. And them niggas is fucked up down there on that shit and all that. And it's like, they be too exposed to shit that certain cities, like, you know, Savannah smaller, so it's kind of harder to get exposed to certain things. But, you know, as far as the crime in Savannah, it's going to be a little bit more, like, crucial because it's smaller. So it's like, if they tell you to race to the corner, you can get to the corner in 30 seconds, feel me? Versus you telling you to run down the highway, you know, it's a longer lap. In Atlanta, like a bigger city, so it's like, it's different counties and shit, so it's like, if a nigga got a problem with a nigga on the other side of town, if he want to, he can stay out of nigga way. Here, man, ain't no such thing as staying out no nigga way. You gonna run into a nigga soon. That's why really, you supposed to keep your head low and, you know what I'm saying, get your money and stay out of niggas' face around this bitch, because this shit so real, like, you gonna run into a nigga. All that, eventually you gonna run into a nigga. I don't care what you say, you gonna run into a nigga or his mama or his people or something, and you better stand on the business, because this shit so real. That's why the crime always on the news every day. That's why niggas getting killed every day. That's why a lot of shit going on and all that every day.
right, and people don't really talk about, you know, what can happen in the streets. So from your experience, you know, a lot of people can lose their life in the streets, lose their freedom in the streets. You know, I'm pretty sure you done seen a lot of people around you, you know, kind of lose their life and lose their freedom to the streets. Kind of talk about that and, you know, what that did to you and how that affected you and made you move just overall.
Man, being out in the streets make a nigga concrete, you feel me? Like a nigga be dirt first. You know, niggas say they come from the dirt. Nigga be in the dirt first. So a nigga got down out this bitch getting it how they live and moving how they moving, you feel me? So like, you be soft, but you still getting dirty, you feel me? But versus like, when you go through all that shit, nigga, you need concrete, you feel me? Cause you got to be strong with this shit now, because you running into shit that like, you would never thought you would have ran into, you feel me? Like, niggas be catching their first bodies and shootouts and catching their first play and hustling and shit like that. That shit make you strong, cause of like, when you talking about that shit, man, and most of that shit out, you see that shit, bro, that shit just manifests into your life. Like, niggas don't understand, like, they'll be like, oh, nigga wasn't raised like that, so why he thugging? Man, secondhand smoke. Nigga don't smoke cigarettes, and now you smoking in his face every day. He want to hit one. Cause that secondhand smoke done got in his brain, and he's seeing it in his face, and it's the temptation that everybody ain't strong enough to be like, I don't want to hit it. Now a nigga smoking them, and a nigga ain't never been doing that. So it's like, that secondhand smoke be real. That's how I look at everything. I look at the street shit as like secondhand shit. Like, nigga, your daddy could have got killed back in the day, and now his son out here feeling like he want to get some stripes behind his daddy getting killed, because he don't know how to feel, you feel me? So it's like, secondhand is always real in the street. Be careful out here and watch out for the secondhand, because you don't got to be firsthand for shit. That's why niggas be getting it, and you'll be like, why would they kill him? He's so nice, and he never did nothing to nobody, not knowing his daddy done killed 10 niggas. And it was just time for a nigga to get their get back, and they did it to him to make him feel it. You know what I'm saying? So,
come on. And what you think the difference from the streets that you grew up in Savannah and just the streets nowadays, or just like I say, the streets back then when you was coming up and just now, what you think is the difference of, you know, how you look at them?
I feel like it wasn't, like, back then it was still the same thing. I just think it ain't no loyalty now. Like, you don't know who you around. Like, like your day ones be the ones that gonna take you out. Like back then it was like nigga we all and like these young niggas so stingy now. Like I ain't saying they don't fuck with they little partner, but they stingy cause like back then we'll go put down and buy a bottle of whatever we had to drink or put down on a $10 blunt, a gram. Nigga go buy a gram and bust it down and smoke it or whatever. You could go to a nigga spot and get a zip on a face card and pay a nigga back. Like nah, it's like nigga stingy. Like if a nigga come up on some shit, he ain't gonna look out for a nigga. He gonna be in a nigga face playing with him and laughing and showing off. And that niggas hungry. Like this a city with nigga full of wolves. Nigga bringing that like a wolf go around and kill something. He come and just bring a whole goddamn deer right next to 6 other wolves and goddamn he just eating on it in their face. They either gonna attack him or just take his food. So it's like shit. That's just how I see this shit. Like man, like these niggas different now, man. It's just but everything else, like the murder and the killing and shit, all that shit the same. I feel like the government fucked us up with those switches and all this other shit, cause man, a nigga had to make them switches. So like that ain't nothing no black man just even about to come up with. Guns been around a million years, you ain't never seen a switch. You feel me? Niggas was out here with 22s. A nigga, I had a 22, that was my first, or 25. First gun I had was 25, but like, what I'm saying is they didn't on switches, man, because they knew like, that could wipe a nigga out. That'll make a nigga go crash out. When you ever heard a white motherfucker killing somebody with a switch?
Come on.
You don't hear it. It don't make the news, but they made them. All the Indians and with them African ones on India and shit that's making all them shit and all that. They the ones made this shit, bro.
Do you get into all that? The government, the politics, and how the police be doing black people, the killing, and like how they the stuff with the dude down in Mississippi and stuff. How you feel about all that? What's your thoughts? You think it's orchestrated, planned? You think it's by coincidence? Or what's your take on it?
I feel like it's all a project. It's just like if I put bait on the line and throw it out in the water, it's up for you to catch it. You feel me? A fish gonna catch it, right? Depending on definitely what it is. So it's like, they know pro niggas in the hood, nigga fucked up, nigga ain't got no money, nigga ain't got shit. You put a quick opportunity like PPP, you put it out there in the hood for niggas who ain't never had nothing. A nigga throw it and forget the opportunity. A nigga forget all them damn days he sitting back like, bro, when I get me 20,000, man, I'm gonna get me a business and pressure washer business and all that shit. Cause a nigga done just threw some bait out there and the nigga done caught it. And now a nigga out here balling out of control and all that shit. And just like switches, man, they putting them shits in these neighborhoods and shit like that because they introduce it. They gonna put it online first, show you how easy it is to obtain it when they put all this goddamn VPN and all this secret shit behind it where you can order it from a website and they just send it to your fucking front door. You know what I'm saying? Because if switches was just only in India, you would have to fly a day to go get them. You know what I'm saying? Now they done made it well, they'll ship something, and it's crazy how like anybody can order some shit now. Like a kid can order a 3D printer, a kid can sit on the internet, and kids study more than we do. That's why they study YouTube, internet. They ain't gonna look in the book. So they gonna put whatever they put on the motherfucking internet in front of some kid's face and make them study it, learn it, and learn how to DoorDash. So if you teach a kid how to DoorDash, you teaching a kid how to order something offline. You teaching them how to do whatever. And like I said, once again, in the first part, I said, when you young, you don't know what you doing out here. You start doing shit that's gonna like hurt you in the end, you feel me? So if you so used to wanting to have a gun, you order you a 3D printer and watch the video about 3D printing guns and buying switches and all this other shit. Now you out here with one, and first thing a nigga think in their head, I'm not gonna kill nobody. But when you get a gun or when you out here, you gonna kill somebody. Cause guess what? You don't know how that shit gonna go. A nigga has to walk around and die out here cause you done pull a gun out thinking you were gonna shoot him in the leg. But a nigga adrenaline rushing, nigga out here doing shit just be happening. But I definitely believe like they definitely doing that to people, man. Like they know like a lot of people out here fishing, they hungry, bro. It's like if you in a fish tank, you damn ain't gotta worry about getting ate because you getting taken care of. You feel me? That's what them certain people, I ain't gonna say color or nothing, but it's like certain people on certain levels, they put themselves in fish tanks. They done isolated themselves, they done got fed, and they good, and they being taken care of, and then they die just like any other body because that's just life. It's just a cycle. Versus you in that ocean. When you in that motherfucking ocean, that bait come your way, you gonna down there take it. And if you're a little shark, you get ate by a big shark. But you can still be a big shark to little sharks. and doing shit. You feel me? So yeah, like the government is the fisherman, nigga, and everybody else the fish. They're in that water. They throw that bait out there, they catch whatever. You feel me? And that's just how it is, bro. Like you really don't be knowing what you even as humans, bro. Like nigga, you don't know what you'll do with $1 million. You still got the kid mind frame when it comes to money and credit and all that shit because you don't know. You ain't never really went that far before. So it's like, hell yeah, man. That politics shit real, man. Niggas is just trying to, man, they trying to get niggas in the way and out the way. And if your ass, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you the person we need you in position. If you not, we get your ass out the way. But a lot of shit they can't do without black people. They gonna say this, that, and the third about black people, but they can't do shit without them. That like right there, right? If I got 30 keys of cocaine, right? I'm a white guy, or I'm a Mexican, I'm any other color but a black man. I cannot go in no neighborhood and set up shop and make no money. So I'm out scouting for a nigga that want to work with me. You see what I'm saying? So now you got him working with you. You ain't never being seen or nothing. You done set it all the way up. Back again what I told you, they pick their escape route and shit. That's how they do it, safely. You know what I'm saying? And they'll put the fall on the black man and he thinking he all that because they done brainwash him and say, yeah, nigga, you the plug, you out here, you got this shit fucked up and all this other third. Not telling you like, hey, bro, let's do this shit 6 months and let's escape. Let's leave this shit alone. I ain't gonna do you that. I'm gonna show you how to get you a business after you make enough money and all that. They ain't gonna do that because they home with their family and they don't care about you because they just threw your ass that bait. So it's like, you know, that's just how it go out here.